Welcome to Health Styles Market. My name is Arlys and I'm the owner. So I'm working on a series called Care for the Chronically Ill. And one of the things that most chronically ill people need to do is chart or track their symptoms, maybe what they're eating, maybe their medications, blood pressure, those kinds of things. And so we have a couple different options, and Crystal will post these so you can click on the links below, and that'll take you to the website and you can print whichever ones would work best for you. There's lots of reasons why to track or chart. So some reasons would be, do you tend to be forgetful? Are you quite sure you took your medication? Did you take it at the right time? Did you take one or did you take two? That kind of thing. Sometimes, especially my Hashimoto's people, just feel like they have a foggy brain. Maybe it gets better in the afternoon. For some people, it doesn't. And so having it where you checked it off and you know you did it, you're right on track. Some people with chronic illness just have too much to manage. They have maybe one, maybe two, maybe three autoimmune diseases or other health issues, and it's overwhelming. It's just simply too much. And this is a good way to just kind of keep it a little bit more contained. Maybe you have someone helping you, and maybe they come, or you have home health care. Maybe they come and you're taking a nap, or your schedules maybe aren't in sync, and so they can see right where you are, what you've done, how you're doing today. Another reason is because when you go to a doctor's appointment with your chart like this and it's filled out, they're impressed. They take note. And I think the other thing that it communicates to them is you're really serious. You're doing everything you can to be on top of your chronic illnesses. And whether there's something you could ever recover from, or like I've mentioned in the food video, maybe the goal is just to get it in remission of an autoimmune condition. That's a big goal, and it's also a big achievement to get it in remission. And you're wanting to show your doctor why you want their best service for your appointment. And you want to engage them, that they're going to be involved, and let them see you're really serious and you're doing the best you can at the stage you're at to take the best care of yourself. And the other thing is it communicates to you. So I'm going to just give you some little practical tips and tricks that you can do. So this is our most comprehensive one. Comes in 2 sheets. It's color coded. And the easiest way is just to simply tape these 2 pieces together after you print them and hang it on the wall. With a little push pin, or hang it on the bulletin board. And so that's what it looks like. And so that list looks like, oh my word, like I can't keep track of all of that. But actually it's made so you can. So we're writing July 2025, and this is today's symptoms, and we're just going right on down. And so I wanted you to see, what if you had those same symptoms yesterday and you're checking all of those? Now you're going to start to see, do I have a pattern? Does it have to do with medication that was changed? It's higher, it's lower. You're looking for, what are the factors that made changes in my symptoms? And so this is super easy on the 15th, and you're just going along and you're checking the ones that you have for today. And that could be different yesterday or tomorrow, but for today, that's where you're at. And so it's just a little check mark. You don't even have to take it off the wall or off the bulletin board, but it allows you, the dates are across here, the 30 days, and it's fast and easy. Lots of people love this one. So let me just mention that most people have sticky notes, and you're wanting to show your opinions, write yourself little notes. And so Maybe today, let's just say that you have a stuffy nose. And let's just pretend that you've checked, no, excuse me, you have a canker sore and you've had them today and yesterday. And so maybe make yourself a little note. Some people are aware that with a canker sore, you could be low in L-lysine, which is an amino acid that's very effective for viral kinds of conditions. And so you could write yourself a little note. We're going to also date it. That's important. And so you're just going to make a note. You spent time on, this is Tuesday, you spent time on the boat on Sunday. And so maybe you got too much sun. And you write yourself a question. You don't know. You're not sure, but you kind of want to remember that. And that was Sunday. So you make that little note. Maybe you make a little note that says, forgot to take your L-lysine. And so then when you got back home, you were too tired, you forgot, but you can add that. You could take that on Monday. You could take that today. That's not affected at all by time of day, doesn't affect your energy, doesn't affect your sleep. And so you're just adding little notes like that that doesn't interfere with making your check marks today or tomorrow, but you're giving yourself some little notes. So we also have one that is nausea. And I don't know if I checked that, but right up here is nausea. We have nausea today. And so let's make a note of that. And you're going to watch to see, did you have nausea because you took your zinc supplement on an empty stomach? So let's just side note that. Zinc needs to be taken with food, either in the middle of a meal or immediately after, not a half hour, not an hour. If you forgot, you wait till the next meal. If you take zinc, literally any brand or any form, if you take zinc, which is wonderful for immune, wonderful for the chronic ill, it's just a basic foundation mineral. Most of us need it, but you cannot take that on an empty stomach. And if you have a sensitive stomach, then you may need even more food than a snack or something like that. I find that I need to take it in the middle of a meal or just towards the end of the meal, and anything else gives me nausea. And so once in a while I forget. It's terrible. Or I get out of the habit, or I get interrupted, and I pop it down, and pretty soon here comes the nausea. It's just famous for giving nausea. So was that because of your chronic illnesses? Not really. And was it because you have something new? No. Were you reacting to a medication you've taken for years? No. In other words, when you see these little check marks, instead of feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm a hypochondriac, no, you're not. But there's lots to juggling all of this, lots of details, and that's what you're doing with keeping it documented. And so this allows you to go back and look or remember what you were doing. So this is a more comprehensive. Oh, the other thing I want to mention is, so let's just say there's some on here that don't apply to you. And you get out your little whiteout, and you can white that out, and then you can write another symptom or count your blessings that you have one less symptom. That would be a welcome relief. So that's how to use it when we have a really complex, and this is certainly not the only way to make this. You can copy this, you can make your own, all kinds of different things to make it work for you. You can print as many as you want from our website. This is a symptom tracker that's really similar, and you're writing in your list of symptoms, writing in the date, and again, you can just check mark. It's super easy. Yep, I had this today, I had this today, that kind of idea. It's a way smaller list, which would be exciting to not have this many symptoms. So if you have any questions, call Crystal or stop in and talk to us. Along that same line, here's the symptom tracker, and here's a medication tracker. So you'll notice that, and she created these, so you'll notice that on the morning, you have an opportunity to, like, do you weigh yourself every day? Do you take your blood pressure every day? Do you check your blood sugar, your blood glucose every day? Do you check your oxygen stats? Do you have one of those? And anything else or whatever applies to you, you write that in right here. Then you have the days of the week. This is a full week. And you just write the date, and then you write your numbers, what they were. So you can look back, you know, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You can look back and see, how is your week going? How's your oxygen this week? And so then you're writing down, if you have medications you take at breakfast, you write what food you had, and then how are your symptoms? And how are you feeling before you have lunch? So this is morning. And what's going on and how you feel, you can record. This is your chart. You can record anything you want on there. Then this includes lunch. So here's the food you ate. What are your symptoms? And sometimes it's just you need to eat less. Sometimes you need to eat more. Everyone is different. So you want to personalize this to the best of your ability. You also have room for extra medications to write in there and personalize this to whatever is going on in your schedule or in your life. So let me explain. Another one is we have just a basic generic symptom list. So part of the reason that I had Crystal create this one is that you can just clip this on the refrigerator with a magnet or on your bulletin board, and when you notice something or when you think of something you want to tell your doctor or bring to his or her attention, here's your generic form of where you just fill that in and keep track. It's fast, it's easy, it's simple. And there's a series on our YouTube channel that I did that says how to be your own advocate. And I go into gory detail of what you need to do at home and how you need to prepare for your doctor's visits using these kinds of charts to track your symptoms, to track your medications, to track whatever's on your mind or whatever you're suffering with, so that if you watch that series, it helps to tell you and explain and give you some creative ideas on how to prepare for your doctor visit. And some of that involves this kind of charting. So you've worked on this for a couple weeks or a month or 3 months. You know how they tell you, we'll come back in 3 months. Okay. Well, now you've got 3 months of documentation that you don't have to and ah in your doctor's appointment. You're like, yeah, this is what's been going on, and here's how I feel about it, and here's what I'd like to talk about. And it's like you've got documentation. You've got proof. Far more than just what medicine do you need, what prescription do you need, and what refill of prescriptions. So what happens is, as I mentioned in being your own advocate, is you walk in and you got all this, you got a file and you've got your paperwork and you've got maybe current blood work and you have a notebook and a pen, and it's kind of like, you'll notice they kind of go like this on the chair. They just sit up a little bit straighter and they listen a little bit more intently. Watch for that. And I feel like the appointments where we do that, or we do that for my husband, and we just get really much better service. We're showing we care, we're involved, we're on top of it, we're doing the best we can with the knowledge and awareness we have at that time. And I feel like they're a little more willing to discuss things, to answer questions, and maybe give us a little more information than, well, here's your prescription, and here you go. And I really appreciate and go in with a very positive attitude and a spirit of appreciation for their best service. Like, I am thankful and grateful that we get their best service. And I feel like these all make a difference. So you don't have to use all of these. You would look at the ones that Crystal has posted on that website of ours, and then look to see what, or try some and just see how it feels for you. And you're like, oh, I don't know. Do I really need to know my oxygen stats? Some people don't, but some people, that could really make a difference in having that data. So you go with the one that is going to be the most applicable to you at this point in time, and use that. And if that's still working, just keep using it. And if not, readjust, make some changes. The other thing it does is it helps pull it from your mind where you just feel like, you know, I'm really heading down. There's nothing I can do, and I probably should be planning my funeral. I'm not saying that isn't the reality for you, but if you're not at that stage, then there's plenty else that you can do to be involved in your own chronic illnesses and helping to make care for your chronic conditions more effective, give you a spark of hope, help you focus on where you can make changes and where they might be the most effective. So using this was as an example, if you have nausea every single day and you're not mistaking your zinc, then you want to look deeper into that. What's going on? And you want to bring that to maybe you want to bring that to your doctor's attention. And it's like, why do you have nausea? And what is it from? And sometimes it could be an adjustment to your medication, or the timing needs to be different, or the combination. Sometimes I've had heart patients that are taking quite a few heart meds, and come to find out when I really kind of ask a lot of questions, they're taking them with grapefruit juice. That's a no-no, and most of them say that on your prescription bottle. So those are just some ideas and some suggestions, and feel free to come in and talk to us. I love to talk about tracking and charting, but Crystal will download them, and they will be available below where this video is on our YouTube channel. And we hope you'll come see us. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, and please tell your friends about Care for the Chronically Ill on our YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye.